What's up, workout crew? Today we have a review of the Canaberry Spring Nutrition, but first hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and let's cue that intro. What's up, guys? Thank you so much for being here, checking out the video again. As many of you guys know, I was doing some army work, but that is now over, and we're going to try to get back to our normal video schedule for you guys. Next weekend, I'll be putting out another training vlog talking about the race that I will be doing leading up to in the next couple months. But today, I wanted to do a review that I've been meaning to do for a long time, which is for the Canaberry Spring Nutrition Gel. As many of you guys know, I am a vegan, and thankfully this gel is vegan. Not everything on the Spring lineup is vegan, but luckily the Canaberry is. I'm very thankful because I love this gel, and I can't wait to tell you guys about it. Hey, also too, there's a gel called the Speed Nut. This one's 100 calories. The Speed Nut's about 250 calories. But leading up to the Bandera 100K, I started using this later in my training cycle, and I just didn't get to use it enough leading up to the Bandera 100K because I got injured. So I don't feel like I can give you guys a great review of this gel, but we are going to get after it on this one, okay? Because I used this gel a whole bunch in a bunch of races leading up to the Bandera 100K. Anyways, I have 3 topics I want to talk about today. The first topic is going to be taste. The second topic is going to be texture, and then we're going to get into performance. And with that, let's get into today's video. Topic number 1 is going to be taste. All right, first, let's talk about what's in the gel. Now, it's pretty much just all real food here, which is awesome. First ingredient is basmati rice. Then you have organic bananas, strawberries, maple syrup, coconut water, coconut oil, soy lithium, organic lemon juice, guarana, I think that's how you say it, vitamin C, citric acid, and sea salt. So all real food, which is amazing. It pretty much just tastes like fruit, strawberries, and bananas. That's what it tastes like. So if you enjoy fruit, you're definitely gonna like this gel. The only issues I had was a little bit with the lemon juice and the citric acid. It didn't happen all the time, but sometimes when I would take the gel, if I would burp a little bit, the acid would kind of come up in my throat and kind of burn my throat a little bit. So if you have issues with citric acid, maybe be careful. Don't just, use this on a couple of training runs first before you just jump into a race. All right, but most of the time it was fine. All right, let's get into topic number 2. Topic number 2 is texture. All right, for texture, first, before I tell you about this, I'm gonna tell you what I don't like. What I don't like is goo gels. The texture of goos is just really thick. Now, when it's hot outside, the texture's okay, you can get it down, but when it gets cold, goos get really thick and it's hard to eat, and I haven't liked, so I've been looking for another gel that I've liked. Spring Nutrition came along. As many of you know, Sage Kennedy helped make this one, and I'm a big fan of Sage. I'm a vegan runner, he's a vegan runner. I'm like, I'm gonna try this out, okay? And the texture for the Spring Nutrition is kind of like applesauce, and when it gets really hot, it still kind of keeps this texture, and when it gets really cold, it doesn't get that thick. Okay, especially doesn't get as thick as the goo. So in terms of texture, I have very much so been enjoying the Canaberry Spring Nutrition. And if you like applesauce, you definitely will like this. All right, big topic number 3, the big topic, the one that you really want to know about. Number 3 is performance. Now, before we really get into the weeds of the Spring Nutrition, let me tell you what I've started with. Okay, when I first started running, I'll show you a picture right here. I've really liked the Power Gel by Power Bar. When you took this gel, it was chemicals, basically chemicals, sugar, caffeine. It gave you that spunk of energy. You could feel it when you took it. You just had a burst of energy, and that was awesome, but it is now discontinued, so you can't get that gel. So I have been looking for something similar to it. After that, I started using the Cliff Shot Blocks, and I kind of got the same burst of energy from it because it has a good amount of sugar and a good amount of caffeine. Feels great, but I stopped using it after a while because once you eat the shot blocks, it kind of leaves a sugary residue over your teeth and gums, and it just doesn't feel healthy, and it got really irritating. I just feel like I'm causing cavities to happen in there after eating, especially like you eat it halfway through a race and now you still have an hour to 2 hours left with all that sugar in your teeth. So then I moved into goos because everybody uses goos, and it didn't give me that surge of energy that I was looking for. But you know, it did the trick on helping me have sustained energy, which is great, right? But it was the texture thing that I didn't like. It was just so thick, and not all of them taste that great, right? And so it was basically the only thing I could use because I didn't like some of the other gels, and it was just okay. But then Spring Nutrition came out. I'm like, all right, I am going to try to use this gel for my ramp up going into the Bandera 100K. I also backed it up with some Tailwind. We'll talk about this here in a second. But I started using Spring Nutrition. I did 4 races leading up to that. The first one was the Spectrum 25K. After that, I did the Cactus Rose 25 miler. Then I did the Wonderland Trail Marathon, and then after that I did the Wild Hair 50K. Now for the first 2 races, I just did Spring Nutrition and water, okay? And it worked great. And the weather for that was nice, cool weather. It was cold, so forth. The third one, the Trail Marathon, I backed it up with the Tailwind, so I did Spring and Tailwind, and I was taking this about every 25 minutes. So I was averaging about 2 of these gels an hour, and maybe half of the Tailwind, because I drink maybe about half the bottle per hour. Okay, so 2 gels in this, and for that marathon, everything went great. I came in 3rd in that race. I felt awesome. Now, when we got to the Wild Hair 50K, I came into a problem, which we'll talk about right now. Now, I need to pull up a chart and pull up this chart right here. Okay, this chart says fluids. Okay, for every hour you need to drink somewhere around 16 to 32 ounces of water. After that, you need about 240 to 260 calories per hour. And then for sodium, you need about 600 to 800 milligrams per 32 ounce of water. Okay, now, when we're talking about calories, the Spring Gel has 100 calories and it has 60 milligrams of sodium. So if I had 2 of these, you got 200 calories there and 120 milligrams of sodium. Now the Tailwind, okay, for a whole package, you're looking at 200 calories and then about 600 milligrams of sodium. Okay, and I was getting about half. I would drink about half my water bottle of this, so we could say I was getting about 100 calories and maybe 300 milligrams of sodium. So we're looking at 300, 400. I was a little off. In the Wild Hair 50K, it was hot and humid, and I'm a very big sweater. I still came in 2nd in that race, but I felt slow, I felt sluggish, and halfway, I did the first half feeling okay, but then after that, it was just a grind. I was having a hard time holding pace. The legs felt sloppy and slow. I couldn't get into my normal cadence and rhythm. Okay, it was super hot, and I just felt I had no idea what was going on. But when I got home, I talked to my coach. My coach sent me this chart, and we agreed that since I sweat so much and it was so hot, that my sodium levels were way off. And we predicted I was getting about maybe 400, 500 milligrams of sodium an hour, where I probably needed on the higher end, the 800 milligrams of sodium. Okay, so if you're a big sweater, okay, if you sweat a lot, let's say it that way, and you want to start using these 2 products, right? And if you just want to use these 2, if it's a cold weather day, you'll probably be fine. If it's getting really hot, you might want to back it up with some salt tablets, or backing it up with maybe like some salty chips or something like that. So on that day, on that 50K, I ran into my first real problem with the gels. But besides that, it sits really well. It doesn't cause me any irritations in my stomach. And if I'm on top of my calories, oh, here's the other thing. If I stay on top of my calories, if I take these, so once I start the race, within the first 20 minutes, I started taking about every 20 to 25 minutes, I would take one of these gels. And as long as I'm on top of my calories and keeping a steady intake of calories coming in, this was fine, right? It does not have caffeine though. It doesn't give me that spunk. Now, I would recommend if you're starting to crash a little bit, the Spring Nutrition probably won't pull you out of a bonk, right? At that point, I would probably try to get in maybe like Coke, Coca-Cola, something that's got the high fructose corn syrup and a lot of caffeine and sugar and salt to pull you out of that bonk, right? So this is great for sustaining energy as long as you're staying on top of your nutrition, because this is more real food. It will take a little bit longer to digest. So anyways, I think I hit all the topics there. I highly recommend Spring Nutrition. Going into my next training cycle, which I'll tell you what race I'm going to do in the next video, I will be using this gel for my training. And with that, I think that's it, guys. Thank you so much. I know some of you guys might have a few more questions. If you do, post down in the show notes down below, and I will get to you guys and help you guys out. And I think that's it. Stay tuned. Keep checking in here for more videos. I'm definitely posting up 1 video a week, maybe 2. We're gonna have workout videos, instructional videos, training vlogs, nutrition stuff, everything to help make you guys better trail runners. All right, guys, that is it. Remember, stay epic. Don't forget to be awesome. Stay on the epic path, which is doing what scares you. Now get out there and work out. I'll see you back here next time.